Modern Family, 9 Wednesday on City TV.
Hey, I want to try something different that's lower in fat and higher in protein than even chicken. Here to take us through the Beer Market's Wild Game Festival that's on is the one and only executive chef of the Beer Market, Michael Cipollo. Good to have you back.
Thank you very much. Glad to be back.
We're hearing so much about wild game now, and you're saying it's getting a bad rap. People think that you have to be adventurous and that it tastes gamey.
No.
But that's not the case.
Not at all, actually. Wild game, wildly popular here in Canada, especially in, we have such great resources for this. So what we're finding now is that with people looking for more local foods, more natural foods, game is the way to go.
Okay, so what are we cooking up first?
Well, you know, going to way back is a little tortilla. This is a tortilla Lac Saint Jean, which is a specialty from Quebec, obviously. The difference being that we use whole cuts of wild boar here. And
what does wild boar taste like? What's the flavor?
It's got a little bit more flavor than pork, but as you can see here, just looking at this, very lean.
Really?
You know, there's no fat in here like you would typically see with pork.
So the texture and the flavor is similar to pork?
It's similar to pork.
Okay.
The flavor, it's got more character than pork. Pork is kind of, you know, the other white meat, and pork has really been changed over the last 25 years. This is what it's supposed to be like.
And what did you put in there? The herbs?
This is some allspice. This is some cinnamon, a little bit of salt and pepper.
Cinnamon?
Yeah, a little bit classic flavors for tortilla.
Okay.
And the way we start this up is...
Put some olive oil on the
A little
base?
olive oil. You can use canola oil. You can use butter if you decide.
Okay.
We're going to start searing this off. And luckily, because of time, we've got another one over here that's already been made up.
How long would this take to cook through?
Well, what we'd want to do here is we'd want to sear this off. We'd want to add our mushrooms and onions. And then we'd want to finish it off with just straight beer. And I'm using Quebec beers here. Le Fin de Moine is great. We have this large bottles. It's wonderful beer, and it complements the flavors very well. This would all be put together and simmered off on the stove top over low heat about an hour and a half, like making a stew. Very simple to do at home.
Okay.
What you end up with is
Should I lower this for you?
no, that's okay. We'll stir that up. What you end up with is something very similar to a stew. And the great part about this is you can make this up ahead of time. You get yourself, you can buy a pie shell, but the best thing would be to talk to grandma or mom or whoever, get a nice homemade crust, and then this gets filled in. And this can go right in here cold. So these can all be done. These can even be put in the freezer at home for when company comes. You're going to fill this up.
Great idea. Now, with only a minute left, I want to get through all your other dishes. This looks like the traditional sabuco. What is this?
That's a caribou ossobuco. This is great. This is truly, truly wild Canadian game. This is raised up in northern Canada by the Aboriginal people. The government actually goes up on the ice and federally inspects the process as they slaughter and bring this out. And with all these meats, too, they're all raised naturally on large plots of land. And that's one thing that's very important to us, is that we're getting a truly natural product.
And what's this one here that we're looking at?
This is our elk chop. This is a rack of elk, beautiful, similar to cut to be like a prime rib or a ribeye steak, but with elk. Very lean, very deep red, great flavors, high in iron, high in protein. You really can't go wrong. This is for the meat lover. This is for the guy who wants to eat a steak.
What would you recommend people try first if they want to adventure into something else?
I would definitely recommend going with something like an elk chop, because there's that similarity between the steaks and the simple grilled. You can cook it to temperature the way you like it. Boar is actually very, very mild as well. So this is a great dish because a lot of people are familiar with the tortilla, and we have a finished one down here.
That looks beautiful.
And it's great for the holidays.
If you guys don't want to make it yourself, because it is a little bit more expensive, even though it's a lot healthier for you.
Yes, it is.
If you're afraid that you're going to mess it up, just head on over to the Beer Market. They have the Wild Game Festival on right now until December 6th?
December 6th.
Fantastic. For more information, just check it out. There's a couple of locations in the city, one in downtown Toronto on the Esplanade, and King Street West, thebeermarket.com or breakfasttelevision.ca for these recipes. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you very much.
Now we're heading over to Kevin Frankish in the newsroom. Ooh, that's good. That's hot.
I don't want to burn you.